Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video, I honestly did not want to be here making a video like this. I've been trying my ass off for the past like week or two, and a lot actually the past couple of days to like try and bring y'all some like creative, cool, meta defining PvP content. But like I just can't do it, bro. I just can't do it. And this video is probably just gonna be a Storm School rant. I haven't made one in quite some time, but instead of just ranting about Storm, I want to talk about, the wait times we have to wait for things like these, right? So obviously, in case you're sleeping under a rock, right, Storm Elf ban essentially made it so Storm at max level is incapable of winning. The only matchup you have that is free is Fire, and kind of life, but everyone else, if they have, past 5th grade, will beat you for free because the school's a joke and people know that and they abuse it, and that's what makes the meta, right? So I already got Warlord on my Fire for the season, and I think I got it on my Death, or he's really close, I'm not entirely sure. And I tried going for it on Storm, and it has just been absolutely miserable. I have a positive win rate, but because the elo system, I'm still down 100 rank and about to lose Marshall when I was just one game off a Warlord. I know was elo, but anyways, it is just absolutely miserable if you're a Storm player right now, right? If you want to rank up, the only way to rank up right now, if you're a Storm, is to Q snipe Lifes and Fires and Q dodge the 5 other schools in the game. You know, like Q dodge Balance, Q dodge Myth, Death, Ice, right? And that's not good, right? You shouldn't be Q sniping, incentivized to Q snipe or Q dodge because your school is unplayable. Now, I know this happens in general at the higher ranks, everyone wants to dodge the counter matchups in general, but the thing is with other schools, aside from a few exceptions, they can fix their problems, right? Look at Death, right? Death is really good against Myth right now, right? I would much rather be on my Death against my Myth. Sorry, I'd rather be on my Death against a Myth than on my Myth against a Death right now, because, you can fix your problems on a good school like Death. But on a school like Storm, you can't fix your problems because the school is, designed terribly. And we'll talk about this briefly in the video, but it's probably something y'all have heard in the past, but they still have not implemented any of this in the game yet, obviously, right? And yeah, so obviously the counter matchups are a lot worse because, well, you can't actually play the game the way it's designed to be played, and that's the shitty part, right? And the reason Storm Elf was a necessary evil, and I said this like almost 2 years ago now, or last year, whatever, it was a necessary evil because without it, this is what would happen. And the thing is, even with Storm Elf in the game, it's not like shield schools, we're always losing to Storm, right? If you're a Myth and you were a good, it was a 50-50 matchup. It completely depended on whoever had better deck RNG. A good Ice Wizard with heal counters would beat a good Storm Wizard probably like 8 to 9 times out of 10. Then obviously Death, that was like the freest matchup in the game. And the bounce matchup didn't really change that much because if you Storm Elf like an idiot, they would click your head and get more value. And you see some people out there in the community who are like, oh, bring Storm Elf back, but y'all need to realize they're not going to do things like that because they're essentially just going backwards and not forward, So it's good that Storm Elf is gone for the health of the game and for things to make sense and like logic, but they should have fixed the problem when they banned Elf. Now, some of y'all are probably like, oh, Liam, well, you have 7 schools maxed out, just play another school. And, like, that's fair and fine. Like, I do play the other schools here and there, right? It's just, Storm is my favorite school, and I know y'all know this, right? Obviously, Liam, the buff Storm guy. But the fact I just can't play my school just feels absolutely terrible. And just imagine if this was y'all's school, like whether you're a balance player or whatever, right? Just imagine like knowing no matter what you do, you're just screwed by the game and only the game. And it also doesn't help that my rank is so high on the Storm that the only people I queue are people who know and are aware of Storm's problems and the meta, and they just fully take advantage of that. It doesn't matter if I outtrade my opponent left, right, and center. Their school is just better, so they win. It doesn't matter that I engage with their Rochambeau and dual school system because their counters work and mine don't. And there's also a whole other component for this as well. You literally can't shield on a storm. Numerically, no matter what you do, stat caps, zero resist, whatever, you always have horrible resist on a storm. And the developers are aware of this. They've talked about it, a decent bit over the past couple of months, which is good. They are having these discussions and whatnot, and they, are aware of the problem, and they agree it's a problem. To put this in very basic terms, essentially, if you do like a Rapid Rumble, where you trade the same amount of hits, so like, through a shield, a tower shield, 6 pip hits versus 6 pip hits, the 6 other schools will outdamage Storm up to like probably 3 to 4 turns. And it's the exact same thing as well with the Storm Dual School as well. The other schools outdamage it by many turns. And just those 2 issues alone just make the school absolutely crappy to play, right? Like obviously on paper, yes, you have some good tools. Berry is nice. Path A Owl is nice. Catch is nice. Catalan is nice, right? But if you're the opponent you're going against is not a fire and they're a good player and they know of the problems the school has, they're not going to lose to it unless they get absolutely shafted by RNG or something like that. And you don't need a PhD to see, well, that's just bad game design, right? Because the person who plays better should win. And if you're on a good school versus a good school, more often than not, that usually is the case. Again, assuming you don't get absolutely shafted by RNG. There's a little while there where I wasn't queuing Storm because I obviously knew what was going to happen when Storm Elf got banned, and I'm honestly happy I didn't, because now that I started queuing it and like me wanting to get Warlord on it and all, it's just like it's so annoying. It's so annoying. I want to get Warlord, but no matter what I do, no matter what I do at school, no matter how much better my trade is than my opponent, it just simply doesn't matter. Combine that with how the elo system is right now in Wiz, it just creates a very toxic mess and a toxic environment for the player. And the reason I'm just so fed up about this, like I said, it's just I don't want to play my school. I want to play my school, right? But at the same time, no offense to the devs in KI, because I'm trying to, be on good terms with y'all right now. But like, it's no secret, y'all take forever to update the game. Okay, no offense, right? Cam, for example, he agrees with my points on Storm and whatnot. A lot of the dev team does. I think most of them do, except for like one person. I think it's what they said, which is good, at least for Storm right now. But what was I saying? Holy cow! Yes, it just takes way too long to update the game. So like, for example, the Storm Elf thing, right? It took like a year to get rid of that, and I told them, hey, if you just get rid of this, the school is going to be unplayable. It's going to suck. I said that. It's been months. I'm just being proven right with time here, and I hate sounding like a broken record or negging them, but I'm just tired. I'm just tired of waiting for them to fix this school. I want to play this school. I hate it that when I see a Storm, when I'm on anyone but my fire, I just get a smile on my face. I get to torture them because their school sucks ass. I know what's wrong with the school. I don't like that. I want the game to be a fair environment where if you play better, you should win. If every school is good, which pretty much is right now, aside from like an exception or two, I would say, and a couple of weird matchups like Ice vs Life, Fire vs Storm, that kind of thing. Truth be told, I don't really want to talk about all the Storm's problems and just focus on Storm solely. Obviously I kind of did in this video, but that's because I'm just fed up. I'm just fed up. I'm trying to make this content, make more positive content for PvP, but it's absolutely impossible because the one school I play is absolutely unbearable to play on, and anytime I try to do something fun, I just go against a good player who's on a good school and they know what my school can't do, and it's just terrible. Then you combine that with like the 20-minute queue times when you're like, Warlord and Marshall with the elo system. I'm sure you guys would understand why I'm so pressed about this, or, I hope you can at least understand why anyone would be pressed about this. If your school is so bad and people in the community know how bad it is and know how to like abuse it and exploit it, it's just really annoying then the long queue times as well, and then the elo system with the long queue times is just extremely frustrating. So I guess if you want to take something away from this video, if you're a dev watching or whatever, I just don't want to stay in this state we're in right now, where I feel hopeless because it's been a year and, you know, we didn't actually fix Storm's problem. We just got rid of Elf, which again, I don't mind getting rid of Elf, but we didn't fix the problem, right? And I just like I know that this game takes too long to update, and I just like we're not seeing anything in the summer even to fix the problems, which means it's gonna be many months before we even see anything, you know. And we know the devs don't care about PvP enough to like make a hot fix to like actually fix, you know, a school or something, right? They won't do that. Again, no offense, it's just because their priorities and whatnot, how they run their company and whatnot. But like, it's sad, man. It's sad, man. And I always think like, what if I didn't take the time to max out 6 other schools? Like, what would I be doing? I just wouldn't be playing this goddamn game. That's what I would be doing. But I don't know, man. It's just some stuff on my mind. I had to get off my chest here and whatnot. I do have some videos coming in the next couple of days. You know, more like casual videos, more positive videos as well. Hopefully. Like I said, I've been trying to make more positive content, but it's just been so hard given like the circumstances and like the context of everything. I hope you guys understand that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments below. Leave a like and sub if you made it this far. If not, that's okay. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.